Got an exciting announcement for you. Um, this channel, in coordination with my local club and one of the local churches, is going to do something that should help promote our hobby some. So we'll get into that in just a moment. Welcome to New Hand Basics. I'm your host, Greg, KD9ZRO. So I come up with this idea. Our youth leader at my church likes to do like classroom style training sessions um, outside of church topics specifically. And so I come up with the idea that maybe we could get together with the Ham Radio Club and put together some sort of class or event for the kids and their parents, and hopefully we just open it up to the whole church, but on the benefits of ham radio and the uses and how to get into the hobby and those kinds of things, and maybe show them some of the fun things we could do. Get them doing a fox hunt, maybe use either our club call or a special event call and allow them to get on the air with us as control operators. Maybe get some walkie-talkies so we can I guess that's just a gray hair, so we can set up a simulation scenario. And I'm thinking an event that happened here in town not too long ago that a lot of the parents would be able to relate to, and obviously see the importance in, and help explain the importance to the students because they can relate to it. And so I'm thinking we set up a tornado scenario where we've got to get people, maybe casualties, communications people, responders, supplies, material, whatever the case may be. We need to get these things or these people where they need to go through our communications, with the help of our communication systems. So I'm thinking maybe we might be able to set that up with walkie-talkies, so I don't have to depend on as much club participation. Granted, I'd love to have the whole club involved and strictly do it on club participation, but the walkie-talkie idea would make it possible to open up opportunities for church members to volunteer and help out with it, and maybe get them a little more involved, a little more interested in it, being they would have an opportunity to help out and participate. And with the idea of getting them on the air, of course, taking go boxes, show them how we can take a system that's basically designed to be on grid, how we can take it off grid and go remote with it, and we can just pick up our gear and respond wherever we need to respond, deploy wherever we need to deploy, and be useful wherever we're needed. Of course, my system right now, it runs on my car battery, but there are going to be other people within the club. Hopefully I can get at least one of them to volunteer that's fully portable, running on its own, running their go box on its own power supply. But show them how to set up emergency communications, and then maybe we put a station on standby, just in case. We put a station on standby. The participants will never know that it's not a random contact, obviously, but we put a station on standby, but we try to make a random contact on HF, maybe try to make a random contact on 2 meter. Not very likely that would be a case where we would probably definitely need to have a standby station. But if we go on HF, maybe we could do some parks on the air hunting. That's pretty much a guaranteed way to get a QSO. Find a station we can hear good. They should be able to hear us as long as the activator is willing to cooperate with us for a few minutes. We got some live demonstration going on for the students and their parents, and whoever wants to participate, and maybe make up some. Don't necessarily have to go to the full expense of having actual QSL cards made up. Maybe get some 3x5 cards and format them on one side, and um, design something that represents the day, and that they did it with the club at the church, and just so they can have their own little QSL card of that QSO as a keepsake. And then, of course, got all the topics to discuss. Maybe we get lucky and be able to try to contact the International Space Station, which would be great, because then we could get them on with the occupants of the space station. I don't know whether we should call them astronauts or what, so I'm just going to say occupants. But get them in contact with them. Then the club, or even the I don't know, maybe not the church leader, but then the club, or even just myself, could go on, do what needs to be done to get that QSL card form, get it sent out, get it sent to me, get it sent out to them, whatever the case may be. Maybe even live stream it if the students and the parents don't mind, and of course the church. Um, there's a lot of coordination that's got to go on here, but New Ham Basics, specifically me, because I came up with the idea, has been put in charge of coordinating this thing. So we're shooting for a Saturday in June. Saturday, because that's when the youth leader is generally available, Saturdays. And June, because we've got a couple events that a lot of the club members are going to want to go to in May. And then, of course, we got Veterans Day and Mother's Day, and it's just a busy month for the club in general because of those two holidays and the events that we're wanting to attend. So we're shooting for a Saturday in June. If y'all would like to see this live streamed, I'm at 33 subscribers at the time of recording this. YouTube requires 50. Of course, I'd love to get beyond it, but if you could help me get to that point to where I can live stream it for you, I will gladly live stream it for you with the permission of the students, parents, and the church. As long as I can get those permissions, I'll gladly live stream as much of it as possible for you. But an idea like this is one way that we can promote our amateur radio hobby. I mean, how many of us out there, and I'm not saying we all have to be, as some of us would say, religious, and attend church, but this is just an example. How many of us out there do attend a church and do follow a faith, and we could say, hey, youth leader, whatever the youth leader's name is, hey, youth leader, I got this really cool idea that there's something we could do for the kids, and obviously invite their parents and open up the whole church if we'd like. But I got this really cool idea of something we could do for the kids, and it helps promote a hobby that I'm involved in. A lot of missionaries are involved in this hobby, and at times it helps the community. It can be very helpful to the community in emergency situations. Why don't we get together and talk to, and we'll work some things out, and I'll talk to my radio club and see what we can put together to present this hobby in a way that's in accordance to our faith and my club, and maybe get some of these kids interested in this hobby that they may use if they decide to become missionaries, or they may be able to use to help their own community. So it's just one idea of how we could promote this hobby. Something that you're involved in, that other people are involved in, especially masses. And that's basically why I chose church as an example. If you can get the masses, you can get a hobby, get something that the masses are involved in, and present your hobby to them. You may not see a result right away, but it's just like us churchgoers get told all the time: plant the seed. You've got an audience. Present your case. Present your, in this example, present your faith. Well, as amateur radio operators, we would be presenting our hobby, and we may not get a result right away, but we're planting the seed. We're getting people thinking about our hobby. Hey, maybe somebody's gonna say, "Hey, I've been using CB radio for a while, and it could amateur radio could be helpful in more ways than just communicating with people. I could actually coordinate with emergency services and help out an emergency, or maybe I go overseas for some reason or another, and it's something I can count on. If the cell phones go down, I can count on my radio. I could hook it to my car, or I could hook it to a battery, and I could reach out to someone that maybe the communications are down in my local area, and I can reach out to somebody and say, hey, I need to contact so and so, and they can get a message to them for me. It'd be a third party thing. I send a message to another operator sends a message where it needs to go to get back to the person I'm sending the message to. So think of places, things you'd normally do, and how you could incorporate the amateur radio hobby into that specific thing. And then powers that be, speak with them, say, hey, look, I got an idea. I've got this really cool hobby that I'm involved in. I'm involved in amateur radio. How can we incorporate my hobby into what we do here and make a presentation out of it? It's not always get on Facebook and blast it all over Facebook and hope Facebook doesn't take it down. Hope Facebook's so-called fact checkers don't flag it as false information. There are plenty of real-world opportunities in your own life that you're not thinking of to share this hobby. But the reason I made this video was to tell you that sometime, one Saturday, hopefully in June, we're going to be doing an event with my church and my local club. And if you would like to see it live streamed, help me break that 50 subscriber mark so that I can live stream it. KD9ZRO 73, and clear until next time.